Your wedding anniversary is yesterday, huh? Was it yesterday?
Yep.
Yes.
No, the 5th.
Monday. Today's Wednesday.
Yes.
Nora and I both have wedding anniversaries on Monday.
Yes.
Yeah.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you. Although it was Gina was the first to have it on that day, so I'm just number 2. That's all.
You happy?
18 years.
How many?
Yeah.
18 for me. So Rocky, you were like 2, right?
Yeah. No, I remember the day. I know I said when we were on the phone, I said it was our anniversary because that's the day that Uncle Mike solidified you in our lives.
That's it.
Because
so I'm only
we would have had to get rid of him.
I'm only 2 this time. 2 years this time
You're
around.
Only 2
2 years. Well, how many was it the first time?
6.
Who's counting?
Yeah, who's counting?
So
nobody's counting.
8. And how many years was it in between 2 and 6?
Like 10, 12.
Was it really 10
Wow,
years,
I
Nora?
didn't know that.
Yeah, something like
Look at
that.
her,
Yeah.
she's like,
So let's talk a little bit about decisions, girls.
oh gosh.
Let's not.
Do we have to?
Well, I
Do
mean,
we have to?
I mean, I guess
I
we
can't.
could,
Okay, relax. I got it.
but nah, never mind.
Go ahead, Sheena. Go ahead. Decisions.
Decisions, yeah, exactly. Quite honestly, though, research shows that we make about 2,000 decisions every hour. Now,
Holy crap!
Oh,
No wonder why
really?
I'm so exhausted all this
Wow.
time.
Oh, gosh.
Wow.
Are you serious? Every hour?
Yep, the typical
I did.
Subconsciously?
Pardon?
Subconsciously and consciously? I mean, those aren't conscious decisions. You're not making 2,000
No.
conscious decisions.
Right. No, you're not making 2,000 conscious decisions, but you're making about 2,000 decisions. Some of them are conscious, some of them are subconscious, some of them are big decisions. In the morning, you make decisions. What are you going to wear? What are you going to eat? Are you going to eat that cake? Are you going to eat that, piece of fruit? Stay on your diet, go off your diet. Some of them are just instinctive decisions or basic decisions, but then some of them are major decisions. And there's quite actually a study that said there are different kinds of decisions that you make and different things to look out for when you're making a decision. And what the effect that for example, decision fatigue, the effect that has on when you are tired and you're making a decision.
See what I did?
Mental energy it takes. So what do you think happens when you make a mental fatigue decision? You make what sometimes?
That donut last night, I'm kind of thinking
Yeah,
that was
the
the decision.
That's funny you said that, Rocky. I was thinking of the cheesecake because we went to Lucky's for dinner, and they have that good cheesecake. So yeah, I was thinking
but
about
they
that.
got such good. That doesn't
They
sound like a
do.
bad decision to me.
I know
That doesn't sound like a bad decision to me. That sounds
it
like,
wasn't.
That sounds like you were
It
saying
wasn't.
they've got the best cheesecake.
So
They do.
Their carrot
Yeah.
cake is really good.
on the
Yeah.
fatigue, decisions made with mental fatigue, your energy levels, they need to be high. And so if you're tired, they're low. So the study I read said any decision you're going to make that's an important decision, not to be fatigued and to make it in the morning when your energy level is the highest.
Okay,
That's
so
smart. Yeah, that totally
okay.
makes sense.
that makes sense. So can you tell me? My daughter went to take her license photo, and her birthday was in March, so it took forever to get her picture back, and she just got it back probably a few days ago, and she opens it up and she pulls out the license, and it's a picture of her with her mask on.
Oh.
Okay, that is the greatest thing I have ever heard. I think I have to get mine renewed. I'm going to do the same thing.
So they let her do it like that?
So wait, so do
They
you
didn't say
think
take the mask
do you
off?
think she was mentally fatigued, or the lady taking the picture was mentally fatigued?
That's what I was thinking.
Oh my gosh.
The second one is distraction, like when you're making a decision based with so much distraction going on. So maybe if it was done in March and, people were thinking about, oh, the virus and things are different and coming in with masks and that kind of stuff. So the woman taking the picture and your daughter standing for the picture, she made the decision and she was distracted. You know how you stand and you're like, oh, I don't want to look. How am I going to look?
But see, my daughter works third shift, so I'm sure she was fatigued. I'm sure.
Exhausted,
Right.
yeah.
So when she gets there, to take the picture, she never even, after she took the picture, she never even thought, as walking out and everything, that, hey, I had my mask on. She never even realized it until she got the picture in the mail. So now,
at least she was wearing her mask.
Yeah, and she has proof
she has
now.
to do this when she goes.
Yeah.
So
that is
luckily
awesome.
she still has the old one, but still, I'm sure she's going to have to take another one. But I just can't understand, because when you're there, normally they'll say, do you want to take your glasses off, or whatever.
Yeah.
Because even in a passport picture, you can't wear your glasses. You have to take your glasses.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
Oh,
I didn't know
the glare.
Yeah, no, it's not even that. I think they think it would be part of a disguise or something, so they don't want you to wear them like that. So
Rocky always takes her makeup artist with her whenever
lighting and everything. I have to
if
say,
she gets a mugshot, a driver's license, or a passport, she takes her makeup artist with her.
I have a crew.
Your
My
mugshot is one of the nicest ones I've ever seen.
That's the way I would do it.
I did. I was like, that's a great picture.
So now
my passport picture is literally the worst picture. I'm like, they were like, you can't bad. I'm like surprised. Like I look like I am up to no good in my photo. Like it's so bad. I'm surprised every time I don't go to a plane. Like on the plane, they're like, we need to talk to you a little further.
Speaking of, I have to take another one because I have all these aliases now, so every time I have to take another picture.
No kidding.
It's very important that you keep all those up to date.
Yeah,
we know it's a lot of work.
We know you're on the run there. Gina, what were you going to say? Gina,
I was
go ahead.
About the passport picture. Last time I had mine, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. The last time I had mine, I stood and I'm like, ready? And he's like, don't smile so much.
Yeah. Don't smile.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. He said, don't smile so much, because when you're up at the counter and they're looking, you're not going to be like, hey,
smiling.
They're going to think you're
That's true. I guess I didn't think about that. Yeah.
It was like more serious. So I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, you got to be serious. Yeah. And I found out the hard way that I went to take my pictures at Meijer, because they take them. And I go to the post office, to do everything. And they're like, oh, we can't take this picture. And I'm like, well, why? And they're like, you have glasses on. It's like, nobody told me that. So I had to go. They actually gave me the money back, but I'm like, why wouldn't you know that if you're doing passport pictures? So that's all I'm saying. It's So, yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. So that little tidbit. And, of course I've tried to drink out of a straw with my mask on too. So yeah, there's that.
We've all been there. I spilled coffee like all the way down my face, and I had to get rid of a mask because I went, God, damn it.
I'm glad I'm not alone in that.
That was one of those early, my Starbucks was the first thing of the morning decisions,
Or it brings me to my next kind of decision-making state that you're sometimes in, the state of mind you're sometimes in. It's multitasking. When you're trying to do too many things and you're making a decision and you're talking here and you're doing that and so multitasking. And the study I read said important decisions should never be made while multitasking. Like the bigger the decision, the more impact it's going to have on your life. You should specifically spend time and put time aside, like I'm going to make this decision about whatever major event and not be doing anything else, like close off social media, your phone, you
Yep.
know, your husband, your
That's
kids.
true.
Yeah.
During the day, you should
Yeah.
focus on just one task at hand and make that major decision. So
Okay.
Good tip.
Yeah.
Good tip on mindfulness.
on
Yeah,
my,
Yeah.
exactly.
Mhm.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yep.
Yep.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Gina, for those little tidbits. Thank you. That
I know.
I'll probably I'll never use, but yeah.
Neither will this one. You know how many times a day we talk, and I'm like, well, we talked about this, and she's like, wait, when did we talk about that? Or she'll ask me the same question, and I'm like, oh, this conversation already, but it's okay.
That's why you need praise, because I was
Yeah,
doing
too
too many
funny.
other things. Leave it to
That-
John.
Oh, and the truth comes out.
The truth comes
Right.
out.
there we
Yeah.
Well, speaking of decisions, we have a great guest on today. So why don't we get ready, Miss Nora? You take it away.
This segment is designed to showcase the stories of talented individuals who had a wish and found a way to make it happen. They set goals, overcame obstacles, and turned setbacks into comebacks. Their stories are unique, interesting, and most of all, inspiring. Take it away, Gina.
Thank you very much. We're hoping at this point our guest, Victoria Woody, has not thinking like, oh God, what decision did I make to be on this crazy? Quite honestly, though, we know that she has made a great decision to be here with us and share her journey and her foundation. She is the director of, I want to make sure I get this right, the director of development for the Dick Wagner Remember a Child Foundation. Is that correct? Did I get that all out
Yes.
right? Very
Yes.
good.
Mhm.
This is an amazing foundation that helps children in hospitals with music therapy. And typically, a lot of the funding for this program comes from live concerts. Am I correct?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
In light of recent events in recent months, you faced some challenges and some decision making that has changed the course of your funding. However, you got creative with your team and did an amazing live event that got many musicians involved and was very profitable for your organization. So she is here today to talk about her great successes, the foundation, and what's coming up. Please welcome Victoria Woody.
Yay. Welcome.
Hi, Detroit.
Yeah.
Hey.
The crowd goes crazy.
Gina, thank you for the awesome intro. Yeah, we did live rock concerts downtown Detroit. We gathered a lot of the Dick Wagner artists that were affiliated with him, and some of you may not know or heard of Dick Wagner, but if I mention names like Alice Cooper, School's Out for Summer, some of those
Oh, yeah.
old 70 jams. If I mention Kiss or Lou Reed or Aerosmith, you might go, oh,
Yeah,
what does
we
Dick
think we've
Wagner got
heard
to
of
do
them.
with this?
Yeah.
Well, he wrote the music, produced and played.
Oh,
so there's
wow.
some iconic
Okay.
rock and roll, legendary songs that in the rock and roll industry, if your music layers deep, then you, oh yeah, Dick Wagner, maestro of rock. Well, in his passing in 2014, the founder, Susan Michelson, decided to do a big memorial concert in his honor. And it was a sold out show at the Fillmore. So we had guys from various bands. We had Derek St. Holmes from Ted Nugent, Mark Farner from Grand Funk. Then we brought in Brad Whitford, who plays with Aerosmith. So it's a full artist show. And then 100% of our profits go to music therapy funding for children's hospitals. And what's amazing is we had our 3 concerts in a row. We were planning one for 2020, and ta-da, COVID hit.
Ta-da. Yeah.
So we're like,
Right.
you know, you don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. It's just a redirection of creativity. So it was an opportunity to give all of our artists something to do to give back. And that's exactly what we've done. So being you can't put on a big live show at a big venue, we came up with a new program, and it's called Shake, Rattle, and roll.
Ooh.
Love
That's
it.
cute.
And
I love
they
that.
always won these cute little tambourines that go to
That's so
children's
cute.
hospitals. So we do
Yeah.
one
Fun.
and send all the music, musical instruments. So the kids are actually learning
Oh,
how to
wow.
play the ukulele. And the healing powers of music is phenomenal. The science behind it, we're just touching the tip of the iceberg of what the real healing elements are. So, during COVID, a lot of the instruments got put away in the hospitals because of cross contamination, and the kids were isolated and in a horrid time because they need human contact and they
Yeah.
need their music therapist and their child life development. So the isolation's not good for a child that is going through uncertain times with fear and anxiety, with health challenges. During COVID, they allowed one parent in the room and they couldn't even rotate. They had to choose one single person. So the music therapist said we need help, and what we did is we started sending musical instruments for the children to keep. So now the kids get to take their music gifts home. So if
That's
we gift a
good.
ukulele, it goes in their room. If they learn the ukulele, they get to keep it. So well, the artists, what we did, we came up with the Shake, Rattle, and Roll program. And you guys, ladies, it's so amazing because we've got all these virtuoso artists that came in, and we have a specific guideline of how they're going to create a video for the kids. It's not pulling something off of YouTube. Kids are stuck in the hospital. They can go on their iPads and phones all day.
Yeah.
These artists are talking to the kids, getting the kids to engage with their musical instruments, showcasing their studios at home, their recording studio, and singing and getting the kids to sing
That is
along.
so cool.
So we're getting ready to launch Shake, Rattle, and Roll. It's literally a video streaming that goes inside the children's hospitals. The hospitals are loving it so much. They're like, wait a minute, our staff and our doctors and nurses, they need to hear this, because there's rock legends. The kids may not know the rock legend. Cool. They might know the song because a lot of songs are remade now. But the healing power of the music is going layers deep. So we're excited. We got 20 artists that came on board. We were very selective of who we brought in, and yeah, we're excited. It's going to be a big Michigan, Detroit rollout into the Michigan pediatric hospitals. Then we have a January national rollout plan, but we already have hospitals saying we want it now. So we've got Holtz Hospital in Miami, and
wow.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's going to roll out. It's going to be awesome. So these artists are just coming together during the pandemic and made beautiful music for the kids. So we'll have a teaser out soon.
It is amazing.
So Victoria, can I ask you to go back a little bit? Now, did you start this, or did someone come to you and suggested it and you thought it was a good idea, and that's how it all got started? And also, do the money that you raise and stuff, is that for like iPads for the kids, or do you stream like right on their TVs, or how do you get the artists to do all of that?
Well, I'm glad you asked. As far as the Shake, Rattle, and Roll, this is something I implemented in back in March, probably more like February. Actually, I wanted artists to start coming into the hospital and doing like drum circles. We have Maruga, Stephen Booker, who played in our concerts. He was actually in Woodstock.
Oh, wow.
He lives in Ann Arbor, and he's awesome on the drums, all sorts of drum education. So we were going to take him to the hospital and do a drum circle with the kids. So when COVID hit, we had to cancel all these plans, right? So it's like, what do we do? Oh, you make it virtual. We're in a virtual world right now.
Yeah.
And that's what we decided to do. I contacted the founder, Susan Michelson of Dick Wagner, Remember the Child Fund, and said, we can't put on a concert. How about we have the artist do this? And she came up with the name of the program, Shake, Rattle, and Roll. So that name's been around for eons, but we're actually getting it trademarked, so it would be ours. So we're happy about that too.
Oh,
That's great.
yeah.
Yeah. Exciting.
So what was your other question?
No, I was saying now, as far as I was just saying, how did you get involved? Did someone come to you and tell you about the program and you just said, oh, this is great. This is something that I want to do? Or, how did you
Are
get
you a
Yeah.
musician?
Or do you
Susan,
play or
no,
yeah.
Victoria, are you a
This
musician?
is about it right here. No, actually, I sang in a gospel choir for years. I was with, oh my gosh, Larnell. He's a Christian gospel guy. I kind of traveled with them back in the 80s.
Wow.
Oh,
So I was always
wow.
in a women's choir of some kind. So I knew the healing power of music. That Susan Michelson founded the Dick Wagner Remember the Child Fund in 2014. And what happened was, I was getting at a point in my life, I said, I have to be more creative. There's something in me that's screaming for creativity. And I prayed and I said, God, show it to me. What am I supposed to be doing? At the time, I was really good at this and making good money, but I was writing HIPAA compliant manuals and Privacy Act and getting into that legal gamut for the medical
Really?
field.
Oh,
And
Wow.
creating manuals for doctors. And it was like, I knew it and I understood it and appreciated it, but the creative side into me was really aching and trying to get out. So
Do you have a medical
I
background?
took a leap. I've been not a medical, I've managed chiropractic offices my whole life.
wow.
So-
What a difference.
Yeah,
I know. I was just going to say,
There.
what a leap.
But it was kind of cool. I was actually at my grandson's soccer game, and I said, I don't think I can sit there and write manuals at a computer anymore. There's got to be something else to life. And raising 7 kids and a 5th grandchild just came, and I'm like, no, there's got to be something creative. And I actually got this visual that I climbed a tree, and the tree represented hope and an action step moving upward and onward. And I felt this still small voice saying, do you trust me? And I'm like, yeah. There's like, then climb out on the limb. And I climbed out on the limb. And they said, go a little further. I'm like, okay. And they said, let everything go. And I'm going to give you the desires of your heart. So I said, does that mean
Wow.
I
I
can
just got
quit?
chills all over.
Does that mean I can quit my job? I write compliant manuals for HR too. So I'm like, you must give a 2-week and 30-day notice. I texted my boss and said, hey, I feel like I have to do something bigger in life and more creative. I like to put in my notice. And they said, whatever you want, Victoria, we're here to support you. So I actually quit my job. I don't advise anyone to quit their job, but they gave me permission. They actually gave me a party and a farewell. And 2 days are going by. I'm like, wait a minute, I need a paycheck. Wait a minute, what did I just do? So I started having doubt. But that decision, Gina, I was in an emotional state.
Wow.
So I jumped off the branch on the tree. I'm like, did I make the right decision? So now my whole brain's full of, did I make the right decision? Did I do it in haste? Because I'm almost 60 and my hormones are probably going crazy. Blah! No, the matter of fact is the step of faith was an action step. It was 2 days later. I almost took that job back, by the way, because I'm like, oh, wait, I need someone to take care of me. I'm single and this isn't going to work. 2 days later, I met Marshall Block, music producer on Facebook of all places. And I saw that he was doing something wonder with kids at the Launch program in Chicago, where they're investing in teens as artist development. And I said, oh my gosh, that was my childlike faith came out of me. It was music. It was the music that needs to come back out of me. That was my child life. So I just hopped on there and made a note. I want to help. I didn't know him. I didn't know anything about them. He goes, well, I have something bigger. We just founded the Dick Wagner Remember the Child Fund, and we probably could use your help. Well, I dove in, hip deep, and ended up being the director of development, and my hands on so many departments. It's been an absolute blast.
Wow.
And I've
Wow.
Well, you see how
That
once
is
you
amazing.
once you took that leap, you know, and went out on the limb, everything started coming to you. You see how that happened? You were on Facebook, you reached out to him, and you know,
Yeah.
most of us will hear that voice and we're like, nope, not doing it.
Yeah.
You know.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Be quiet. No,
Yeah.
no, not today.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm hearing voices again.
Yeah. So I really admire you for like, even though
Yeah.
like you said you got scared a couple days, like what did I just do? But that's human because we're human. You know, of course
Right.
we're gonna
Yeah.
be second guessing, but you didn't it was almost like God knew that, you know, because he knows us, that you were gonna second guess. So he's like, okay, I gotta hurry up and put this person in place so she can, you know, keep moving. So I'm
Well,
glad
and
you
I
took
think
the
the
leap.
thing too is your faith outweighed your fear.
Yes.
Yes.
And
That's
True.
right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
into
It is an
little bit
absolute
because-
lesson of taking an action step. And it, you know, it was, faith is the substance of seeing or doing without seeing. So I
Right.
had no idea what I was going to do. I didn't have another job lined up, and I didn't know what I was going to do with my life. And God did. I do believe he orchestrated it. And
Mhm.
it's been the most fantastic, fulfilling music journey, because not only do you get to work in the music industry with wonderful people, the Dick Wagner family's growing, and then we were led in the direction to develop music therapy programs, fund them or support them with instruments, with teachers, with music enrichment. So our profits from the concerts, that's what we ended up doing.
Mhm.
So the money is very, very directed to a purpose and a calling. And that's what makes me super happy.
Yes,
That's
I could
amazing.
tell.
It is a-
Yeah.
Yeah, you know? Yeah.
Give us an example. So how does it work with the kids in the hospitals?
Mhm.
How do they learn about the program? Do they request it? How does it work?
Well, right now, most of the pediatric hospitals in Michigan have music therapy programs in place. They're funded through various funding. One hospital in particular, CS Mott, we have been giving them instruments for 5 years. And it's been a beautiful journey because once upon a time, I could actually visit the hospital on music night, and they would have a Skyline Cafe, and we would bring in special musicians as a guest with the music therapist.
Yeah.
So very sick children with their parents got to have pizza night. Delta Airlines would come in and fund the pizza, and it was just a
Nice.
beautiful collaboration of giving people so the kids could have a night of music, family, and food and gathering. And I'll never forget it. We donated 12 violins, and one little girl, I set a violin in her lap, and you would have thought I gave her a puppy. I mean, it was just phenomenal. We actually have a video of her playing it, and we didn't even think she could get out of the wheelchair, but she did. She ended up playing the violin that night, has never touched one. It was kind of a, but it was the most wretched, beautiful sound you'd ever want to hear. So each hospital's a little different. We do a needs assessment. We launched our first music therapy program at Beaumont and Royal Oak. We actually launched it, initiated it, paid for the first neonatal music therapist. And there's just miraculous stories that go with it. And they have the opportunity to be in the hospital around some children and around the parents and see the healing power of music do what it does best. It brings the music to life. and you see kids come alive. You see their fear and their anxiety just melt, as well as the parents.
Right.
But of course, now with COVID, we don't get to go in. So we actually drop off instruments, or we ship them. But as far as the Shake, Rattle, and Roll program, I'm the liaison with the hospital. So I talk to the Child Life Services about the new program coming, and everyone's like A+. They love it. They can't wait to get their hands on it. So we've been working on this for about 4 months, and we're excited. Hopefully the Shake, Rattle, and Roll will be launched in the fall. We just brought in a famous violinist. He's got like 13 Grammys. We brought in Mark O'Connor, so he's going to do some violin and fiddle playing for the kids. So every day it's like another special artist is coming in on the program. But the hospitals every hospital setup may be a little different. Mott is going to do, they're going to stream it into the kids' rooms. And we're talking about doing a theme like Concert Mondays. And then the music therapist will get and I'll use this as an example, okay? The music therapist will get all the little percussion instruments in their hands, whether they're egg shakers, tambourines, ukuleles, and then the kids get to engage with that music. Some hospitals are set up with the TV and the media streaming in. Other hospitals are going to do iPads. So it just depends on the facility and how it's set up, but we're finding a way. We're finding a way to get the music to them and get the artists to them.
How can people get involved? Like artists, for the artists that are
fantastic. Right now, our inaugural artist for our first layer is full. When we'll do a shout out when we do a second layer, because right now all the videos are in audio mastering and video editing. We have to throw our sponsors on there. So we have some wonderful sponsors that just came in the last couple months, and we're putting a shout out. If anyone out there's listening and you're like, hey, I want to sponsor some of these artists and videos being streamed into thousands of kids, not just kids, but staff, hospital staff and parents. You can contact Victoria. If you're watching, then you can just inbox me and say, I want to sponsor. So we're accepting.
Where do they contact you, Victoria? What's the link?
They can actually go to, I'll just say the 800 number out loud, if that's okay. And what I printed out. Isn't that funny? It cut it off. I should know our 800 number. You know, they can go right to the Dick Wagner Remember the Child Fund. For sure.
We'll also post it too in our post after. Yeah. So we'll get that information from you.
And we have your
fantastic.
I believe we have your website as dwrtc.org.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you. So that is it. Okay. Which stands for Dick Wagner Remember the Child Fund. So
it's posted in the post on our page now. It's posted there, but we'll continue after this and we'll go ahead and post it again. So people who are watching and deciding they want to get involved will know exactly where to click here.
Click here. That's a good, I like that. Take a leap, step of faith and click here.
Yeah, there you go. So if you're an artist who wants to get involved, you're full right now, but they should still go through the website and contact you for future.
Yes, there is a toll-free number on there they can call and we can set something up because we will be developing a second layer of artists. And then there's artists, sometimes they want to sponsor another artist or sponsor instruments for a hospital. For example, you saw the cute little aqua teal ukulele.
Nice. Yeah.
We just shipped 6 of these to Mott along with a bunch of percussion instruments. And I even threw in a cowbell in there as a surprise. They're going to open up and go, oh.
Well, you got to have a cowbell.
Right? I did the egg shakers and bells and ocean
Yeah.
drums and tambourines, but you didn't ask me for a cowbell. You're getting one.
So
Always
if a
more cowbell.
What was
if
that?
a business
I said you
business wants to sponsor, oops,
Say it, Gina.
I love Zoom.
said
I love Zoom.
I literally jinxed us. I'm so sorry. It's my bad.
If a business would like to sponsor, do they get their logo or links to their website on what?
On the actual
Your
video.
website, or how does that work?
It actually, and I'm glad you
Oh, on
asked
the
that.
video?
Yeah, it actually goes on the video. It will be in the press release. We do a lot of social media damage for them too. Like we really love to give
That's good.
honors due.
Yeah.
So like, for example, we just brought in School of Rock because their mission's very similar to us. You know, they're teaching kids
Oh,
drums, guitar, and so they selected on their sponsorship level, they selected what artists they wanted their logo to be on. So they selected the Accidentals.
Oh,
They're the awesome indie
Yeah.
band trio. You probably heard of Accidentals,
yeah.
right, Rocky?
oh yeah,
Probably.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
absolutely.
So they're one. I put a shout out. I love this gal. We were lucky to get a Disney princess from Broadway.
Ooh.
Her
Oh,
name-
cool.
yeah, her name's Hannah Jewel Cohn. She's a Broadway star and singer. She was in
Oh,
the
wow.
Broadway Disney Frozen until
Wow.
Broadway froze, you know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
right. And she happened to be here in Michigan, and Marshall Block at Reel to Reel recording studio. I remember he told me he worked with her once. I'm like, wait a minute, we need a Disney princess. So that project was fun because I actually got to be in the recording studio with Hannah Jewel and while she was singing all the Disney songs, and it's very animated.
Oh my gosh, that's so fun.
And the kids get to sing along. So that's fun. So we have everything. It's so diverse. We have everything from rock and roll legends to an indie pop band to Disney, you know. So I think the kids are going to get a big kick out of this. And the parents and the staff of the hospitals.
Yeah, of course.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, and I think for the artists too, because you know, that's what they love to do is perform, and this is an opportunity for them to not feel so stuck.
Yeah. And to give back at the same time.
Using their talents. So I think it's an amazing organization. It's can you tell the story? I don't know if you will tell this, the Dolly Parton story that you shared with me.
We're hoping to get her. I wasn't gonna. It goes into the faith and synchronicity of how you think life's going, and just pray. I would love to have her on this program because Dolly, somebody just casually told me, you know, you should look at Dolly Parton because I adore her. She's one of the most talented mega stars, but it's her heart, what she does and gives back to the community. So I was told she's doing this, she reads to kids now, books. So she's doing this literacy thing about getting books to kids, and she reads. I'm like, oh, a singer, sweet voice, she's pretty to look at. And she's going to read a book to the kids. So I'm like, yeah, that'd be something. How would I ever get a hold of her? I work with rock legends, but come on, Dolly Parton. But so it was weird because I couldn't shake her. She was in my brain forever, and I don't own her records. I don't like. If I see a movie or hear a song, I'll know it's her. But it's not like I go buy her stuff. I don't have posters on my wall, you know. Anyway, I went to Thunder Audio. Our beautiful people. Do you know who Thunder Audio is? You guys?
No.
Heard of them.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Yeah.
The backstage people never get credit. So I'm going to pull them up front into the limelight for a minute. They're the guys that build the stages. They're the ones that bring the stage, set it up. So they have a mega warehouse and it's so organized. I love it. And you walk in, you see cords rolled up on a mega wall. There's like 1 million cords, and every cord has a label. And anyway, they store all of our merchandise because when we put on concerts, we put on big we sell a lot of t-shirts and stuff like that. But anyway, I'm there visiting. I had to get some merch, and I looked down this really long, narrow hallway. I'm like, wait a minute. What's Dolly Parton doing here? She was at the very end of the hallway. Now, mind you, it's a stand-up cutout of her. And I looked at the guys, and I'm smirking. I'm like, you guys have a stand-up cutout of Dolly Parton all the way at the end of the hallway? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, wait, do you know her? He's like, yeah, we've done a lot of shows and set up for her. She's a doll to work with. She's one of our favorite. And I'm like, ooh, I was getting those chills. I'm like, what? What's going on? So I asked Tony, the owner, I'm like, you wouldn't happen to have her agent's phone number handy, would you? So he just pulled it out of his phone. He wrote her number on a sticky note. So.
Wow.
I love that story.
Right place at the right time. Right place at the right time.
Well, yeah. And it's your thoughts, you move in the direction of your most dominant thoughts, and you were thinking about it. It was something you wanted. And what I love about you, Victoria, is, and we've talked a few times on the phone, but you have such an optimistic energy about you that you just don't seem to be scared. Because honestly, when I was thinking about your organization, it's tough for business right now, but especially nonprofits, and especially with the health crisis, and you're dealing with kids in a hospital, but yet you keep moving forward, you keep doing things, you're so optimistic, you make people want to participate and want to donate.
And they do. It's beautiful because it's about the kids, I don't want to pull out one hospital amongst the other, but I know some of the music therapists up at CS Mott, and the work they do is so phenomenal. They truly are the pediatric superheroes. They're in the trenches with these kids, and they are allowed to go in the rooms now one by one. But some of them, they have to deal with bereavement and play that last song at a bedside for parents and a child. But to see what the music therapy does and what the music therapists do, that's our driver. That's what drives us. So I don't hesitate to ask an artist. We saw Matthew Hammett. He was the lead singer of Sanctus Real, one of my favorite Christian rock bands. Got me through the toughest times, some of their music over a decade ago. And I heard that whisper, like that inside voice, I'll be working and affiliated with them one day. And I'm like, yeah, right.
Wow.
Well, I saw Matthew Hammett on Good Morning America with his son Bowen, and it's such an incredible inspirational story. So they write music, and the child's overcome some massive adversity, and the Hammett family is so positive. I'm like, I just felt a drive to reach out to them, and called his agent, because you just research online, and I got the owner of the agency and told him what we're doing, and I wanted Matthew Hammett and his son to be on the show. He's like, all I could do is email him for you. He's in.
Oh,
so
wow.
we got this beautiful,
congratulations.
We've got this beautiful father and son songwriters, musicians. His son's 10 years old, was born with half a heart. And he's like my new hero. And I think that is what the kids are going to relate to, because it gives them a sense of hope and gives them a sense that maybe I can overcome too. So it's absolutely inspiring. So we are blessed. We're a blessed charity to have so many artists join us and partake of their time, their talent, their heart. So we're excited. I wouldn't have time to even tell you about all the sponsors and the artists, but we're very grateful for the community of Detroit and our artists. And in particular, fundraising is so important throughout the year. Hospitals will contact us and ask for more instruments. And I got to give a shout out. I'm going to do a shout out. Oh, John Paul Wallace did a virtual Facebook and help me out, Rocky. What's the song? Watermelon High? Is it
Watermelon Sugar.
Oh yeah.
Watermelon Sugar? Hi, hook it up.
Yeah. Harry Styles. Yep.
Yeah, Harry Styles.
Thank you.
I got you.
Thank you for that. He was so great. He was like doing a telethon on Facebook Live, and he raised $1,000, over $1,000, and it just kept coming in. I kept posting, yay, it was 750, and then I'm like, oops, we got more. Yay, it's 850. It went over 1,000. So that was his goal. He told me over 1,000. So he's a driven, inspiring artist too, but his heart was so pure in this. So we immediately, and that's why I keep pulling this bad guy up. We immediately took those funds and ordered instruments, and they've all been shipped to the hospitals already.
Wow,
So
that's
great.
Amazing.
That's
Yeah.
Thank you,
So when
John
you
Paul.
Thank you, John Paul Wallace. Thank you.
Yeah.
So when you see any posts we're doing with kids and instruments, know that recently those were probably from that fundraiser. So.
Oh,
Wow, that's awesome.
And I know you had Jimmy Bones also did a fundraiser, didn't he?
He did. He actually did two. We did an Operation Restock of instruments, and again, very instrumental in getting. He did two, and it was phenomenal. As a matter of fact, he's in our Shake, Rattle, and Roll program.
Oh.
He might even be a guest artist at School of Rock in Canton. You guys want to come out for a live concert in the park?
Absolutely.
Oh.
Now, if an artist wants to do a fundraiser, is that a different process when they contact you? Can an artist, schedule a fundraiser on their own, or how do they do that?
We prefer they contact us because there are specific guidelines that we need to abide by, because we are affiliated with hospitals. We have those guidelines, and then we want to make sure we are being represented properly, because we build and fund and support music therapy programs, and we have music therapists on our advisory board. So just out of respect, we just make sure they use the right language. So we respect the music therapists, and what we do and what they do is different, but we're all on the same page to support the common mission to bring the healing power of music. So
great. That's beautiful.
So beautiful.
I know Gina's got her fortune cookie there, but before we go on, Gina, can you read the link, Gina? I know you have the link to the organization one more time. So if you're a business owner, if you're an artist, or just somebody that wants to give back and get involved, this is an amazing program. And although COVID has, stopped a lot of things, it has not stopped kids from being sick and hospitalized. So that the healing needs to go on. So Gina, go ahead and read that link.
So the website address that you're going to visit is dwrtc.org. That's dwrtc.org. Thank
you, Gina. And Victoria, one final question for you. First of all, thank you for your time today. Thanks for being here. One of the things that I've learned from you is that when you think of something, you act on it. You don't let anything stop you or hold you back. COVID didn't stop you. You guys kept the momentum going. You stuck to your passion and your purpose. What advice do you give to people, whether they're business owners or musicians? There's a lot of people struggling, a lot of people feeling stuck. What advice would you give to them?
What just came to my heart, and I can almost cry. It's something my son said, and he even wrote it in his journal. Fight, never give up.
Wow.
Don't miss the anointing that God has on your life.
Wow.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank
for
you,
being
Victoria.
here.
You girls are
Thank you.
amazing. I like the fortune cookie thing. That was funny.
Gina's going to read a good fortune.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
What do we
I
have,
am.
Gina?
Ready, set, go, Gina.
Ready, set, go. Victoria, while I'm getting the fortune cookie ready, I'm a teacher. So if you ever need a teacher input or you need somebody, although I'm not a music teacher, but if you ever need a connection to music teachers, I'm your girl. So here we go.
Yoo-hoo. See how networking works? Oh,
How that works. You never know when you need a teacher for something.
that's right.
That's
Yeah.
you always need a
Yeah,
I
teacher.
need
you
that
always
note that
do.
you told me so I can get out of work.
Yeah.
You always
So-
need a teacher.
I'm going to text Rock. Here we go.
Okay.
Again, as always, a perfect fortune cookie. The real kindness comes from within you.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's good.
That is good.
In you.
Yeah.
Oh, I get it now. Is that why you post the stuff
Aw.
about the fortune cookie?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Amen to that. All right. Well, Victoria, thank you.
Thank you so
again.
much.
You.
And
And good
We'll
luck
be
with
in touch with
everything.
you.
Yeah.
yes. And Nora
Yep. Sometimes the
I'll
only
take
mode
it.
of transportation available.
is the leap of faith. Thanks for taking a leap of faith.
Yes.
Have a happy
hump
week
day.
and a
Yes.
safe
Thank
week.
you.
Yep.
Happy
Happy
hump
hump
day.
Don't
day.
forget you got your mask on.
Mwah.
I don't know if I can do that, Gina.
Yeah. All right. Bye, everyone.
You're
Bye.
amazing. Thank you for the opportunity.